Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, this audio, I'm going to call it, Hoes Are Smarter Than the Women Who Are Not Hoes. Now, you're probably sitting there and thinking, like, what are you even talking about? This is crazy, right? But before I even get into this, I need to put hoes in this specific context. It's literal context, meaning a hoe as far as a woman who is getting paid for sex or getting paid because of her sexuality, right? I'm not talking about this whole thing where certain people, they'll say, oh, she's a hoe because she's just fucking. No, that's just a chick that like to fuck or whatever. I'm talking about this chick is getting paid for sex or paid for her sexuality, all right? That type of chick is smarter than a woman who is not getting paid for her sexuality. Now, I'm not saying that, you as a chick need to go around and fucking for money, right? I'm not saying that. What I want you guys to understand is this. You have a lot of women out here, and just, people in general that will look down on a hoe and say, oh, you're fucked up because you're, showing off your body to get for money, you're having sex for money, all this other stuff. But you have a lot of women out here who are doing the same exact thing a hoe is doing, but the difference is, she's not getting paid. The hoe's getting paid, but she's not getting paid. So let me give you an example. Now, again, like I said, the hoe is, she's using her sexuality to get paid, because you can say, it could be a specific thing of her having sex, but I'm talking about, it can also be her getting paid for her sexuality. So let's say if you have a chick who is, taking really like half naked pictures, right? So you have chicks who do this every day, half naked with their titties out and their ass out. They post it on Facebook, they post it on Instagram, right? But they're doing it for free. And those women who are doing it for free will look at a chick who is doing the same thing she's doing, taking pictures and doing all that sexy shit. And they'll point at her and say, well, you're a hoe because you're in this music video shaking your ass. Or you're a hoe because you're in this magazine half naked and getting paid to do this. But my question is, who's smarter? The woman who's getting paid or the woman who's not getting paid? And they're doing the same exact thing. This is why I say hoes are smarter than women who are not hoes. And the women who are not hoes I'm referring to, I'm not just talking about some chick who is not doing, hoe shit technically, and she's like, just some average chick working a job. I'm not saying, I'm not comparing those two ladies. I'm comparing two women who are doing the same exact thing, who are doing this quote unquote hoe shit, but one is getting paid and one is not getting paid. You understand? So you got a lot of chicks on these Instagrams and all the Facebooks that will look down on the chicks who are in the magazines or who's getting paid to do the same exact thing they're doing, but, and it's ridiculous, right? But, I want to even take this concept even further. You understand? Because, again, we got to be honest here. Women, since, women draw attention because of how they look. Their beauty it commands attention. You understand what I'm saying? Just generally, women command attention. That's just how it happens. Like, people love to look at women. Men and women love to look at women. They're just like, oh, this woman's beautiful. You understand? Like let's just keep it 150,000 right now. I did a video a year or two ago with a model, Rosie Divine. We did a video in a barbershop, photo shoot and video, right? We posted that up on YouTube and Vimeo. Now, within, I would say, within like 2 weeks or something, less than a month, that video was on, shit, hundreds of websites, got over like 1.5 million views over the internet because it was a chick half naked, right? Now compare that to Mr. Locario, who's kicking knowledge and game for how long? When was the last time I put out a video and it was on 50, 60 something websites and got over 1.5 million? You know what I'm saying? Views on the shit. The only video I think I put out another video I put out that got that was my How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day movie, and that took like over like almost a year to get, that amount of views, all across the internet. But I digress. But anyway, but you understand what I'm saying? These women, you command attention, right? But see, women who are smart know how to capitalize off their sexuality. You understand? So you got say for example, like these video models like Rosa Costa, Buffy the Body, all the, Rosie Devine, all these people. And, they society looks at these women like, oh, it's something wrong with you. Or even, let's say, porn stars. If you want to take it there, you got chicks who do porn. And, nowadays, porn isn't making you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But, the fact is that these chicks use their sexuality to make money. Where you have another chick who's fucking and sucking and doing all this other stuff, all willy-nilly for free. Right? But you got to look at it this way too, is that these women who are doing it for free, who are pointing at these other women saying they're bad because, oh, you're a whore and that's messed up and that's crazy. But the women who are pointing their fingers, they're the ones who are broke. While the whore is getting paper. So I'm saying, who's really the smart one here? Who's really, who's really coming up in this situation? That's all, like seriously, look at this shit objectively. And then, what's weird to me is that, I even notice, I have female, acquaintances, because, I'm not friends with no chick, but, I have, females that I know who actually, they have talent, or they have even businesses. Not even, it has to be anything like super sexual, but, I know a woman who make products, or who, is trying to start their own business. I know, I remember I had I met this one girl a while ago at this event, and she, she was talking to me, and then she was trying to holler at me on some, multi-level marketing shit, one of those MLM companies or whatever. And, she was into fitness and a lot of those like juicing and all this other stuff, right? So she was all about that, and I think the company she was working for or marketing was, in that vein, and she knew a lot about, these products and shit and all this other stuff, right? So I looked at her and I said, yo, why? Like, and she was cute, a really cute chick, like, she looked good. So I'm like looking at her and I'm like, yo, all this shit about fitness, you work out a lot, I'm like, I said to her, why don't you start your own shit? Why don't you, start making workout videos? Why don't you start giving tips on how to, increase your body and all this, the tone of your body or something? Like, do it yourself, make it happen. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, yo, you look good. I'm walking down the street with her and I see guys checking her out. I'm like, you could capitalize off of this. You could use your sexuality, use how hot you are to make money. To build on that. I don't understand why. And then, most of these chicks out there, they got all these guys sweating them. They got all this shit, all this attention they're getting, but they're not using the attention to capitalize off it. And then, they're always complaining, oh, I'm broke. Oh, I'm so tired. I got to wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning to go to work. When you have all this talent, when you have all these things that you can capitalize off and make it happen. Like, I know a girl who she makes like, she's making cupcakes or some shit. She likes to bake and all of this stuff. Really sexy, attractive chick. And I'm like, yo, you could be, on some like super cute, like bakery girl shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, use that shit. Like, I'm like, and she has all these guys who were hitting her up on online dating, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going on this date, I'm going on that date. She showed me her inbox, and she was on I think OkCupid for like, I think 2 days, and she got like over 150 messages in 2 days. Right? She loves baking. You trying to tell me that you couldn't have went out with these guys and sold them one of your cupcakes or some shit? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, you ladies out there, you have the opportunities. You have so much, attention on you, especially if you're a hot chick. And, you're not capitalizing off it. I don't get that shit. Especially, for you ladies out there who actually have some talent or some type of business you're trying to do. I know a lot of women who, like, I know some ladies who are they got some clothing lines or something happening. I know some ladies who make jewelry. I know some ladies who are musicians. I know some, like, you're doing all of this stuff, but you're not using your sexuality to draw attention to you so you can make money. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's a difference. Like, as a man has to do more to garner attention in order for, or to get shit popping in order for him to make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? You can be a sexy chick and go on YouTube right now and, like, just look cute and talk about what you're talking about and make some money. You understand what I'm saying? You can make money on YouTube by views. If you're sexy, chicks, people are going to check out your video, and you can make some, Google AdSense joints off of there, just off the fact you look good. But what do these chicks do? They, it's like, y'all just doing the shit for free, and they want to point at hoes and say, oh, something wrong with y'all because y'all making money off your sexiness. But you want to do shit with your sexiness for free. You ain't capitalizing off your sexiness. You know what I'm saying? If anything, hoes should be pointing at y'all and laughing. You see what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, there was this girl on, I can't even remember her name. It was like Jessica something. I don't know. But this chick is fucking beautiful, and all she does is go on YouTube, and she has a guitar, and she's a singer. So I guess she's marketing her singing. You know what I mean? And the only thing with her is that when I was checking out her stuff, I'm not even sure if she had. I think she was doing a lot of covers and stuff. So I'm like, she could actually produce her own shit, come up with her own songs, make a little EP or some shit, and fucking sell that shit. Because she has, hundreds of thousands of fucking views. Just for the fact that she looked good. But she's not capitalizing off of it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. And it's fun, it's funny to me how, people want to point their fingers at hoes and say, oh, you hoes are wrong and that's messed up, and how could you, use your sexiness, and it's funny because a lot of women, they're tricked into thinking, oh, that's wrong, and women want to be looked at like, I want you to like me for my mind, and I want you to, that's all cool and shit, but seriously, on some real shit, take advantage of what you have and what's working for you, and then you can use that to entice me to get into your mind if that's what you're about. Because if you're cute, let's say, like, for example, the girl I said that does the music, the cute chick that does the guitar stuff on YouTube, I'm going to be like, I'm checking her out, like, I see the thumbnail, like, oh, this chick is bad, right? Next thing you know, guess what? She's playing a song. You know, this song is kind of good. I like this song. Let me check out more of her stuff. Let me buy her shit. Oh, but you know that maybe I would have never heard her song. Maybe I wouldn't have known out. You know, I wouldn't have realized I liked it if she didn't draw me in with her sexiness. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, you want a guy to like you for your mind and your thoughts and all the shit you're saying. That's all good. That's cool. But you got to understand, draw me in with the sexiness. Use what you got to get shit. That's all I'm saying. And to me, it's just smarter when you do that. Which is why I say hoes are smarter than women who are not hoes. Because a lot of times, you know, even these women who are, you know, aren't like on some like quote unquote like, you know, video model half naked shit. They're still using their sexuality, you know. Let's say a chick who's not on some video model shit, but let's say she's a businesswoman and she has like a clothing line she's trying to get off the ground. She'll you know, she'll use all this attention that she's getting from these guys to take her out on dates or, you know, to be online with these guys to, you know, chat up them and all this other stuff and use their attention just to make her feel good. But she's not using all those guys, those 100 guys that are hitting her up on the, you know, hitting her up on the online sites or the 10 or 20 guys that approach her in the street every week. She's not using that to her advantage to make some paper for her clothing line. You understand what I'm saying? Because even myself, when I, you know, sometimes I'll, you know, even me and my dude Miles Cunningham, like, we'll see a hot chick on the street or whatever, right? Now, we might approach her sometimes on some, hey, you know, hollering at you type shit, right? But if she's hot, we look at her and we say, you know what? I could work with her, even though, like, fuck all this dating shit at the point. Like, if we ain't clicking on that, that's cool. If you ain't trying to, if you know, you ain't trying to do shit with us on some, you know, sex shit, that's cool. But listen, I know something that can make us some money. You a model? Word, I got a website. I could, you know, post some shit up. I could make you, you know, I could develop this thing and we could get you some people checking you out and we could make some paper together. You understand what I'm saying? All you girls on, excuse me, all you girls on Instagram and Facebook posting up your pictures for free, getting all these likes and hundreds of likes and all these shit. You know, you have guys who like seeing your pictures and who like you, right? So how about you take all your pictures or make some new pictures, make a compilation, digital fucking, you know, ebook of you in some shit and sell it. Make some money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the ladies out there doing all that Instagram shit, they always talking about, oh, I'm broke, or they complaining they broke, or they just broke. And I'm like, you know, but it's because you know, you're not as smart as these hoes out here. You're just not. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just something for you ladies to think about out there. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a businesswoman, if you got shit popping, or even if you're not a businesswoman and you want to make some money, yo, seriously, understand that you can capitalize off your sexiness. You just got to figure out creative ways of how to do that shit. Because you're going to get attention because you're a beautiful woman. You understand? So that's all I wanted to say about that, man. You feel me? And you guys, holla at me at askmrlucario@gmail.com if you have any questions about anything. If you want me to advertise your business or service, click the advertise button at the top of Mr. Lucario TV. And again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you join the membership program on MrLucario.com. Go to MrLucario.com, click the membership tab on the homepage, and become a Mr. Lucario member because you get exclusive 45 to 90 minute audios, lectures every month, and it will step up your game. It is awesome. All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.